All right, so this is what we're working on. Question came in from one of our subscribers. We want to create a piano patch, kind of like R&B, based on The Day by Babyface. Songs in D. Just wrote out the basic changes. What I noticed from my first listen, it's an acoustic piano. Has life. It's got like a little bit of verb. There may be a mild rock mix piano inside of that. But the vibe I got was natural, wood, pedal noise. So we'll see what we can do there. There was a warm string ensemble, kind of witty sounding, muted strings. There was a chime between the second verse and between that first chorus. There appears to be a bass. It's not a sharp attack, so it's mostly tone only. And I couldn't tell, but it seemed like there may have been a mild sub at half volume underneath that bass. So yeah, let's dig in. All right. So first thing I would do, and I'm gonna take you right here. I would go into the menu. I'm going to hit utility, and I want, not utility, but file utility. Hold on 1 second. So essentially I want to go back and reinitialize the sound. So I want to take this patch over here, which is innovation. Let me look at it real quickly. I want to make sure I use the piano that I use. So just remember this piano name. I think it was piano AX. So let's find that one. So let's initialize it first. All right. Utility. I don't want to initialize, I just want to initialize the patch. So the scene, so let's go back out. Scene edit, utility, scene initialize. Okay. All right, so now if I get back out, let's go back to where that was. I was in the D bank. There's the last patch in the D bank. It's always when you're trying to do these tutorials, nothing goes like you expected. So I did not save it after I did the initialize. So let's do that again. Menu, scene edit, utility, scene initialize. Let's do write. Even though I haven't made any changes, I'm just gonna write it so that initialize scene. And actually, let's go ahead and name it Babyface or The Day. So clear. All right, doing good so far. Okay, okay. So it's named as The Day. So I do have a piano starting out. So let's go to our zone view, and I want to zone through the different pianos. I remember it was piano AX, so AX piano. All right, that's close to what I want. But generally, you would kind of sift through the one and find. Actually, this mazurka, as is mazurka, is close to what we're looking for. So let's actually just record that pattern in. So I'm gonna set the tempo. So about 83. Set it to as soon as I start playing. Wait for notes. So I know the song is in a different key, but so I don't get a copyright flag. All right, so we got that. On top of that, I would layer it, and this is how I make my layers. I actually build the song, and then I can mix and match those patches. So I would need a string patch. So let's go instrument 2, and let me zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna select the string. And so that you can see what's going on, I'm gonna go to menu and mixer. So let's actually do that. So my second sound. All right, so let's record that. All right, now other side. Let's see, it was a high string, bass, sub bass, and chimes. So high strings. So let's go back to strings again, and Casey's not in there, but I'm gonna go with it. So. Just felt like a good touch. Bass should be, so let's go hit bass button, double click. Now that could work, but I'm gonna change the octave. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, 1, 2, so. So one other item, which would be a sub bass underneath that and a chimes at the end of the phrase. So let's go here, pick percussion, and I'm going with drums. Double click that, the word percussion. And there may actually be a sound with chimes already in it. If not, I would look for an orchestral patch because it may be a collection of sounds including a chime. Orchestra kit. All right, so it looks like it's one near the top. I like that sound. Those chimes are too fast. I'm gonna keep that. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a, so I just do that. So. Okay. There's really no other percussion work, but so I can stay locked, I'm just gonna put this in there, even though it's not a part of the actual song. So I'm gonna do record, I'm gonna pick mix, so it stays on the same track, and sub underneath that. So let's go bass. It might be under the synth category instead. So here we go, synth. And I'm gonna set it to half volume once I get the one that works. I'm gonna use that. I'm just gonna drop the volume. All right, 1, 2. All right, let's see what they sound. So I got the sub only. Let's mix the bass with that. that's kind of it. And piano. Now, for the sake of the example, I'll mute this one, pull up the exact same sound over here on number 8 and number 7. So zone, select, 7, and find that same piano, berserker. So. All right, so now I know this is piano that works. So on layer 7, and this is gonna be a cool trick that I show you. So because I'm in zone view, if I deselect it, you see that? So I'm gonna select it once, so now it stays lit. So by doing this, I'm now assigning a layer split. So I'm gonna go to maybe this string. And then I can just adjust it to how I wanna play live. And when I hit play, all right, so hopefully that made sense. So when I go back to zone select, watch this. Zone 1 is, should have been just a piano. I don't hear nothing. Oh. All right, so this sound number 5 is the drums. I never brought them back up. All right. The reason why we didn't hear the piano on 1, if I showed you the mixer, you would see that the volume is down. So zone 1, watch this. Zone 2, and I'll show you on the screen. Zone 4, 5, 6, and 7. I mean 6. But 7 is that piano and that string. And if I unselect this, you'll see the items that are in there. So this is freaking cool. So on the fly, so if I'm doing zone select, because I've just made 7 that piano and strings, when I hit 7, it's gonna be that. But if I hit 1, it's just a piano. Let's take it another step further. Sound 8. So zone, select 8, undo it, and on 8 what I want. So for zone 8, it is those, let's see, it's those 2 sounds. Make sure I got it selected. Zone 7. Right, so that's zone 7. Now I'm gonna do a split. So let me go up here, zoom out. So let's say I want to do piano, all of those instruments from here up, bass from here down. So I'm gonna take this same setup. Let's say what we got so far. All right, so I got that saved. Now I want to go into zone view, and I'll try to zoom in so you can see that. So in this zone view, you see the different key beds. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to range, take this up, the synth bass, and I want that to stop right here, this F sharp. But yeah, so holding the shift button, it's gonna change that one. Same thing for the acoustic bass, shift, select that one. That's the high range. For the other instruments, I'm gonna pick the low range, shift and G, shift and G, shift and G. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was accidental. Let's go all the way back down. Orchestral kit. I don't need to do a shift on percussion, and on, let's see. Yeah, that's last one. All right, so if I did, oh, I didn't hit the right button. All right, good. So let's do right. Okay. All right, I got one more thing to do. And that is to do and I showed you the zone view here. I'm going to do the other zone view with the pads. So let's zoom out a little bit. I want to say pad group or pad mode. And on this one, I'm going to select keyboard switch. And if I do shift and pad mode, it gives me these groups. And these groups, kind of what you saw earlier. But let's say I want to let's go at group 7. I want to let you see that. So if I go to group 7, and hit edit, so it shows you all of the sounds. So that's the piano, that's adding in string 1, that's adding in pizzicata, that's adding bass 1, and I hear a string that's down, so I gotta fix that. Nope. And so those are most of the sounds that I'm using. So what I wanna do, I need to go fix that one split. Just get out of here. Save. You always save in between so you don't miss something. So go back to my zone view. One of the strings. No, it looks right. So rather than pizzicata, let's switch that to a different type of string, maybe like a woodwinds. So it has like a low brass, so maybe French horns or something. English horn. Not seeing the sound I would want to use. Maybe that's under brass. So French horn, it would be brass. Swell. Oh, French horns, there you go. All right, so other thing I'm noticing, this octave is too high, so I would want to octave this half of the keyboard down. So let's go here. And hopefully you can see right here where it says octave. So piano, octave down, strings, octave down, French horn, octave down, other piano, octave down. It's just the volume on French horn. So now, let's do this pattern. Copy, I'm just copying the percussion pattern down to the next scene because I only want to play over top of that percussion. So pattern, to the pattern utility, copy, go down to the next block, paste. So now scene 2 or scene B. Let's go back to the other view. Is now just so. And I need to get out of the get the gist of it. All right, so save this out as scene the day. All right. And Roderick, hopefully this is the tutorial that you were looking for. So yeah, listen to the song first. Kind of jot down the items that are in the song that match or that you can kind of describe, and then go on your board, try to find those sounds. Create a rough sketch of the song with the sounds that sound as close to it as you want. I'm probably going to do a part 2 of this because I want to dig into just the piano. That one, it was good. I used a piano that wasn't as good in my preparation to do this recording. I didn't say that correctly. I did a piano that wasn't as close to what we were looking for, and I did adjustments on that. So I'll maybe post another clip later using that AX piano that doesn't have as woodsy and meaty a feel as the Mazurka to match the song. And I went into the synth control section to make adjustments to that one. But easy button, it's so many great sounds in here. That can be your second resort to actually go in and do synthesis stuff. Just find the sounds that are closest to the one you're looking for and mix and match, and you'll be amazed. You'll come up with some really good ideas.